Okay, let's try a little thought experiment. Have you ever wondered what it'd be like to see the world from a totally different perspective? And I don't mean just, a new point of view. I mean a fundamentally, microscopically different one. Let's dive into this wild hypothetical.
So let's set the scene. What if, right this second, you started shrinking? 1 centimeter every single second, non-stop. What's the first thing you'd feel? What would you see? And really, how long before the world as you know it just isn't the same anymore? I mean, look at this. The pace is just relentless. 10 seconds in, you're a little shorter. A minute in, you're kid-sized. But by 3 minutes, you're the size of an insect. In less time than it takes to brew a cup of coffee, your entire reality has changed. It's shockingly fast. So let's break this crazy journey down.
Okay, so we're starting the transformation. And for that first minute or so, you might not even realize what's happening. The first changes are really subtle, happening inside your own body before your brain can even catch up.
And what's so wild is that your body kind of fools you at first. Your weight is dropping faster than your muscle force. So for a second, you actually feel deceptively agile, almost springy. But then other clues start to creep in. You get a chill from a tiny draft because you're losing body heat way faster. Your voice gets a little higher as your vocal cords shrink. You're breathing a bit quicker. Your body is already scrambling to keep up. All right, so that first minute is all about what's happening inside you. But after that, oh boy, the focus shifts to the outside world. And it's not just that you're smaller, it's that everything else is now monstrously huge. Your familiar surroundings are becoming a seriously dangerous new landscape. Okay, let's just pause and picture this. We are only 2.5 minutes in, and you're just 30 centimeters, 1 foot tall. Think about that. You're the size of a small cat. The safety of your own home? Gone. That coffee table is a skyscraper. You're seeing the world from a perspective you haven't had since you were what, a toddler? And this is where the perspective shift gets terrifying. Your house cat? It's now a tiger. That cockroach you'd normally step on? It's the size of a dog. The world under your feet is completely alien. Carpet fibers become a bamboo forest you have to navigate. A little puddle of water on the floor? That's a lake you have to get around. Everything has changed. Okay, deep breath. We've officially left our world behind. We're now crossing a threshold, entering a realm that is totally invisible to the naked eye. This is where the journey gets microscopic.
I mean, really let that sink in. At the 4-minute mark, you're only 100 micrometers tall. That is the width of a single human hair. You are gone. You've vanished from the visible world. To anyone else, you're just not there anymore. You've officially entered the micro jungle.
And guess what? It is crowded down here. You are definitely not alone. You've got dust mites that look like these stubby, spined-out bulldozers lumbering around. You've got amoebas, basically living puddles of jelly your own size that you really don't want to get too close to. You might even see a tardigrade, those famous microscopic water bears that can survive pretty much anything. And watch out for the paramecium, single-celled swimmers that are now 3 times your size. But it's not just the creatures that are alien. The rules are different down here. The very laws of physics start to change. The air? It doesn't feel like air anymore. It's thick, it's syrupy. Every single move you make has resistance, like you're trying to walk through a pool of molasses. But hey, with new rules come some pretty cool new abilities. Because you're so tiny, gravity barely has a grip on you anymore. So you know what that means? You can walk on water. Seriously, the surface tension is now strong enough to hold you up. You could just stroll across a droplet like it's solid ground. So, we've explored the micro world outside, but what about the universe within? We're about to go even deeper, to explore the vast, crowded world inside a single human cell. 6 minutes in, and you're the size of a cell. Imagine landing on human skin. The pores would be like giant craters on some alien planet. And if you could get inside, well, you'd be floating in a crowded space with the cell's little organs, the organelles, drifting past you like giant pumpkins. And here's the thing, at this scale, you're not just some tiny tourist. You are in a position to see life and disease happen right in front of you. For example, if you were to find your way into a neuron in the brain, you could witness the very thing that causes a disease like Parkinson's to start. It's like watching a tragic set of dominoes fall. It all starts with one key protein. It just misfolds. It twists into the wrong shape. And once that happens, it can't do its job anymore. And worse, it starts a chain reaction, damaging other parts of the cell. You'd see this toxic buildup spread until eventually the whole neuron just dies. But right there, at that same microscopic level where it all goes wrong, you could also see a solution. You might see a tiny molecule come along, acting like a little helper. It finds that faulty, misfolded protein, binds to it, and actually helps it fold back into the right shape. It could restore its function and stop that whole toxic chain reaction right in its tracks.
So we've gone biological, but we're not done shrinking. We're about to go even smaller, past the building blocks of life itself, and into a world so strange it basically breaks reality as we know it. We are entering the quantum realm.
Okay, just try to wrap your head around this. 9 minutes. That's all it's been. And now you are just 5 to 10 atoms tall. Let me say that again. 5 to 10 atoms. The very idea of you as a separate thing is basically dissolving. You're at the absolute edge of existence.
And this is where, as they say, the laws of physics get completely out of hand. All the rules that we rely on in our everyday lives, they don't apply anymore.
Your new reality is just bonkers. For one, you can't see anything because you're now smaller than a wavelength of visible light. If you try to touch an atom, it's not solid. It's just this weird, fuzzy resistance. The atom right next to you might just suddenly pop out of existence and reappear somewhere else. Eventually, you're no longer a separate being. You just become part of the atomic lattice. You're part of the fabric of reality itself.
So, your journey ends there, as you literally become a building block of the universe. But, we've only been shrinking. Things don't always have to get smaller. What if next time you grew bigger? Now that's a thought for another day.